Hello everyone, welcome to Easy Biology. The topic is about gaseous exchange. Gaseous exchange from alveoli to capillaries. Gaseous exchange from alveoli to capillaries. Right. So after the air entered into alveoli, here the alveoli exchange gases and give oxygen to blood capillary and collect carbon dioxide from blood capillary. So this is the bronchiole. This is the alveolus. Alveolus is the one cell thickness and this blood capillary is also one cell thickness, and whatever the cells which are surrounding, this is the blood capillary. Here what will happen? So what is the pathway? Nose, nostrils, nasal cavity, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchus, bronchioles, alveolus. So now the air reaches here. The inspired air contains more oxygen, less carbon dioxide, right? So heart sends deoxygenated blood to lungs for oxygenation, which is dark red in color. Whatever the blood here is there, this blood capillaries which contain blood, it is dark red in color, which is pumped by heart to lungs. Okay, now whatever the air came inside, it contains more oxygen and less carbon dioxide, so it gives oxygen to blood capillary and collect carbon dioxide from blood capillary. Okay, the oxygen which entered inside from alveolus and received by blood capillary and collects, the alveoli collects carbon dioxide from blood capillary. This is how gaseous exchange occurs in alveolus. Now as a result, this dark red colored blood changes into bright red because of oxygen presence. Dark red colored blood changes into bright red and again returned to heart to distribute to body parts. It is returned to heart. Okay. And this, what about this dark red colored blood? This is also pumped by heart only, but for oxygenation. Okay, so this is the gaseous exchange between alveolus and blood capillaries. So whenever this process is going to happen, there is change in composition, change in percentage of composition of inhaled air and exhaled air. Okay, for example, this is the oxygen, this is carbon dioxide, and this is nitrogen. Percentage of inhaled air, percentage of exhaled air. The air which is going inside contains 21% oxygen, and which is during exhalation, means the air which is coming to outside contains 16%, means decreasing. And the carbon dioxide which is entering inside during inspiration, it is 0.03%. During expiration it is 4.4%. Okay, and this is neutral. Why? Because there is no change in the composition of nitrogen. Okay, as the lungs is not using this, so the composition remains same, and this is the difference in percentage of inhaled air and exhaled air. Next, transportation of gases. transportation of gases. We know that leaf is green in color. Okay, why it is green in color? Because of the presence of pigment called chlorophyll, which contain element called magnesium. Like that, our blood also red in color because of the presence of hemoglobin, which contain substance iron. Okay, hem means iron, globin means protein. Okay, here after from alveolus to blood capillary, the oxygen entered. What is happening in blood capillary or blood? Here whatever the blood contain hemoglobin Hb plus combining with oxygen gives rise to HbO2 taken 4. This is the process which is occurring in blood. This process occurs in blood, and it may also the process also reverse also. HbO2 taken 4 gives rise to Hb plus 4O2. This is in case of tissues. So whenever hemoglobin combines with oxygen, oxyhemoglobin is formed. Now hemoglobin carry this oxygen and distribute to the tissues or cells. Okay, so this is the process occurs in blood, and this is what happens in tissues. Okay, so this is about the transportation of gases. What about carbon dioxide? Right, so carbon dioxide is also present in blood, no? So it is changing as bicarbonate. It changes as bicarbonate, and some amount is in the form of rest of the carbon dioxide is present in dissolved plasma. Rest of the carbon dioxide is present in dissolved plasma, and some amount is present in the form of bicarbonate. Okay, so this is about the transportation of gases. Next, okay, now in cells the oxygen is reached. Okay, the oxygen is reached. What is going to happen in cells? So there also gaseous exchange from capillaries to cells, means blood capillaries, from blood capillaries to cells and back, from blood capillaries to cells and back. See, whenever the reactions are going on in our body, means during respiration, what is continuously utilized by the cells is oxygen is continuously utilized by the cells or tissues. When oxygen is continuously utilized, what is going to complete in cells? Oxygen is going to complete, means exhaust. Oxygen is going to low. That is why whatever the oxyhemoglobin is there, oxyhemoglobin, it releases oxygen to the cells. It releases oxygen to the cells for continuing the reactions, and by using this oxygen the respiration process occurs in cells, nothing but cellular respiration, and as a result of these reactions carbon dioxide is produced, water is produced, and energy is released. Okay, so why? Because continuously the oxygen is utilized by the cells. As a result, 1/3 of the oxygen is low. For this purpose, oxyhemoglobin release oxygen to continue the reactions, and from cells the carbon dioxide whatever release, now they enter into blood, means blood capillary or blood, from blood capillary to alveolus or alveoli, from alveoli to trachea, mean or bronchioles, bronchus, trachea, in reverse order. Okay, reverse pathway, the carbon dioxide is going to send to outside. So if we observe, generally a mountaineer who is going to the top of the mountain, there the oxygen is very less. Oxygen is very less for a mountaineer who is going. As a result, what will happen? Why? Because here each and every oxygen molecule combines with hemoglobin. Each and every oxygen molecule combines with hemoglobin. Why? Because the person has to need energy To give that energy, each and every oxygen molecule combines with hemoglobin. As a result, there is very less oxygen in that area. At such a great height, there is very less oxygen, almost one-fifth of the oxygen is low. That is why the mountaineers carry oxygen cylinders along with them. Even now the modified aircrafts also carrying pressurized cabins. Why? Because at such a great height, there is a short supply of oxygen. To compensate that short supply of oxygen, they carry pressurized cabins for the supplemental oxygen. To compensate the short supply of oxygen, so these pressurized cabins are carrying the oxygen. Okay, so this is about gaseous exchange from alveoli and gaseous exchange between capillaries to cells and back. We will discuss about another topic in the next class.